The info gathering starts early, flash him off to kind of fight, and this is something you'll see commonly in showers as 4 people take it down, and now it's a 5 vs 4 situation, and are we going to see them continue pushing?
FNS also working down short here. It's a two-pronged approach here from Envy now as they move to the site. Nature, the brief peek here out of U-Haul. He does spot the player, but Crash is going to fall foul of a paint shell from Chemicals, and Nature finally chooses to spring forward. Now we're in the 2v2, and FNS might not know what's about to descend upon him. It's Chemicals coming through. Another Frenzy pickup, and Gangster cleans the slate. Immortals able to stave off that very A-focused push here from Envy. Stingers for everybody right now. Even Immortals having won that first round up to go there. Oh, Bomb Buddy's going to find food early in the round. That's going to slow things a little bit down here for Envy. They want to try and execute towards Hiko, but kaboose is going to be there. Pushes forward with the Stinger, makes it a 4v4, and already the side hit comes in from Envy. They're playing fast, Jordan.
Yeah, and I love this, you know, and especially in this patch, the rebuy with the aggression. There's not really a massive advantage here for Immortals, and that's why the update was probably implemented. And now we're in a situation where Envy's in a 3-on-1 where you would say, oh, this should be an Immortals round. But the pacing and the trading by Envy is what's going to probably close them out the round. And now we're back to an even game here. Just using scaling as the end-all be-all of, hey, we just got to go because we got to catch up to food. So good play there by Envy to keep their pacing under control and their comms on point.
It's wild, Jordan. The variation in pace was kind of what struck me so much, right? Like first pop, then you sort of sit back, then hard execute to A. Really keeps IMT on their toes, and that's a kill inside Hookah there. Shot up goes down, and Envy have a ton of information about B, but still want to go towards A here.
Yeah, you know, this doesn't surprise me. Immortals is trying to get aggressive here and just catch them off guard. That Hookah death early kind of started a snowball effect for the defense where they just kind of wanted to try to even it up and do some damage here. But we are going to look for Envy to grab a third round here, as patience is really all that's needed to close out this round. FNS is just going to deathmatch a little here in showers. They take long, that trip gives them so much comfort, and now they're just jumping onto the bomb site. Kaboose is in here, but is not going to get it. A little bit of a Rosa ult early here, and now we're going to try to even it up on Envy's side.
I mean, does it count as a Rosa ult if it never got fired? The showstopper gets shut down completely. 4v3 now as Crashies tries to push up on the side, but shot up gets him through triple, and now it's Chemicals time to take the spotlight. No one in sight, and another Raze ult shut down. mummAy's able to find a kill from U-Haul, and here's a Hunter's Fury from Gangster. A 2v2 in the post plant. Shot up needs to find a way to clear this area with nothing but a fault line. And he's working independently right now of his Sova. Food knows he's going to get some aggression, but he's going to swing the corner. It's not good enough. Shot up takes his head clean off, and Gangster knows mummAy was sat inside U-Haul. IMT, claw one back.
Raze is there, but on the other side of the map now, we see NVS putting pressure on Hookah. Not being able to get that kill is going to affect them greatly. If they got that frag on the backhaul player, they would have had sight in the round much easier.
Envy at least have a chance to create a post plant here. They get onto this B side after losing the player. But look at all his presence now in back halls. I mean, Stani can send dark cover. He can also paranoia through.
It's tough, but it's winnable. The fact that they're all three on site, though, I don't like right here, as this is what's happening. The flash comes in, and the trades are very unlikely to stay fluid, but FNS picking up 3 right there, and mummAy to close it out in a 1v1 right now. I can't believe the situation came back to this, Mitch.
20 HP in a dream for mummAy now. Again, fakes the shrouded step, doesn't check that side, and Chemicals only just 5 points of health remain. There's a lot of information gathering tools here for Immortals. So recon dart used there, and that's the swing. It's a trade though. FNS is going to take Nature down. There is a cyber cage up on the site. Gangster needs to try and find a way to... He's going to deal with the double peek at some point here, but there's no trade. In fact, Crashies just stayed around the corner, puts himself in a 1v1, and that falls apart for Envy. Switch up here. Looks like that was an attempt there, of course, from the shadows. Chemicals, oh my, okay, trades that kill. Finds Crashies, but Crashies was ready for it. Good trigger discipline there. Spray down for Nature on the side. That's also going to be traded now to 2v1 situation. It's Food on his own up against JC Stani, and the spike is inside Hookah. Flash is there. Blaze Wall also comes up. Food, does he know where Stani is? Stani's actually standing very close to the hot hand right now on the ground. There's only 7 seconds left. Food's able to get the spike and plant it here. Stani gonna sit tight, just pushing out a Hookah slowly now. Food, God, you think he knew where JC Stani was with how he let that curveball go, but he doesn't have the information. It don't matter though. It's a headshot spray down, and Stunny, he's definitely feeling that. Envy are holding back off of the B side. It's really hard to get some of these guns away from the mummAy. Wasn't ready for the push there from elbow. Stunny, I mean, that's just impish the way he peeks that. We're gonna have a fault line on towards the site. Starting trying to push up there as well. Looks like Immortals are serious about this. Can they actually convert? JC Starny gets the trade on a kaboose, and now we're in a 1v1. He has himself a Vandal, pushes up on the corner, and Immortals have done it! They ended the round, but nothing with frenzies and classics, but they can't get a defuse. Zone dark cover, but here's the push coming in from short. Aldrone over the top. Spots a couple. Here's the Hunter's Fury now. Can crashies convert on this? Maybe doesn't need to. Okay, interesting little trade. Two players falling to paint shells in the 4v4. JC Starting takes the swing out there as well, but can't find the extra gumption on FNS. There it is, 3 for him. mummAy, where does he go? Straight to B to try and make something happen here.
It's a good TP and, you know, and to get the bomb down, but I don't know if he has much chance here. 41 HP, no armor, and a stinger. Yes, we're in the old patch, but the drone is going to probably eliminate all of his chances of winning here. I mean, the drive-by was beautiful, but I wasn't enough. Imagine he gets gangster right there, too. I like that, but it didn't quite work out as Stanley was able to fall back. But the tag is going to hurt him.
Okay, runner back there, used. Nature actually able to get rid of Caboose and shut down the ulting Phoenix. Food able to find a kill here, but Gangster from way on back gets rid of Food now. A 2v4, and the spike is down. Chemicals has a strange little angle, and I mean the rolling thunder. mummAy's reeling as he's able to escape, but will be pursued through the teleporter. And coming into halftime now, we have a 6-6. This is what we'd love to see. Immortals giving as good as they get. Chemicals going to be planting now, and you can see just here how far behind the 8 ball is people like mummAy as he tries to come through. This is huge.
Massive kill there, and I think, you know, they weren't expecting their backhaul player to go down like that. But now in a 3 versus 3 where players are looking extremely low on the defense.
Crashies' suspicions confirmed in the form of a face full of bullets. He'll have to play back towards elbow now, but this thing is there really getting involved. Caboose pushes up on the side, tries to line up, and look at this, the fault line thrown over towards the site, forces him out of position. 3v1 though, and Gangster with the Spectre. The odd Spectre out has to make it happen with 30 HP, and Envy descend like vultures. No chance for Gangster to get away.
But Envious is ready with 3 people close. Raze nearby with the paint shells ready to do a lot of damage unless they catch him off guard.
Caboose immediately behead shot up and is going to jump in with a showstopper now. That one is a little bit awry. A 1-for-1 trade. Caboose is hit with a paranoia there, and it's going to be a Hunter's Fury even thrown into the mix. Crashies from way back when. Able to slow Immortals down in the 3v3. Now, Immortals are a little bit staggered right now. JC Starny tries to make his way to the side. He brings up the rear and he drops the spike. It's all up to Gangster now in the 1v2. But there's an owl drone already released, so Envy know exactly where he's going to be coming from.
This aggression is awesome early, but let's see if it actually nets them anything here. Food's just going to continue with that Phantom, and I love the aggression here, but Stanny and the boys were using the breach flashes that we talked about, are able to get the kill.
That's so messy. Envy kind of get caught a little bit out in the open here. Oh, that's clever. mummAy goes through the TP from the A side to clean up JC Starny, but forced back now. There's going to be reinforcements through that same teleporter. Gangster, though, is traded out. We have
Chemicals
fast.
It's hit by the Cypher Security Services here and is going to delay them.
Just pushed up. Okay, doesn't sell much this time. Rolling Thunder immediately gets used on the teleporter here. All of Envy caught inside it, but 3 players at least hit by that Rolling Thunder. They still bounce back fairly well, though. Shot up now, trying to push up Hiko. Food was flashed. I'm certain of it. He got hit by a flashpoint, was still able to find the kill. And oh my, Gangster. He has seen better days in a 1v3.
Looking for some sort of information, but Gangsta's not going to find much here. Hoping to isolate an opponent in a 1v3, but Crashy is just going to peek out knowing he has support there from Hookah.
Crashy's pushed quite far up, to be fair, with the shock dart, and mummAy is aware that his position is pretty well known. It doesn't really matter here. Envy now are just taking them to task. Caboose has made his way through the TP, and this is just momentum and confidence here for Envy. They are bristling, and Nature is shuddering away. Conversely, there'll be an Aldrone overhead, and Nature may not realize that, yeah, he's on candid camera.
Interesting, they're just kind of running away with the momentum here. I'm not sure if that was like a big coordinated play or if...
Very little information by contrast. They're going to make their way in though. Crashies immediately into the Hunter's Fury. This is a problem for Immortals, but Chemicals doesn't seem perturbed. He's going to push up the site there. A player in U-Haul gets shut down as JC Stani looks like he pushed forward as well with the teleport. FNS is able to trade it out a little bit here, but that trademark aggression from Immortals has carried them this far. Can it keep them in the map? Food tentatively making his way through short now on hot hands to prevent any sort of push out from U-Haul, but he wasn't ready for shot up to brave the flames. Walking over hot coals seems to have yielded results for Immortals. And now Crashies is in the 1v3 post plant, and it's not enough.
Simplify the round. Hopefully they could trade out positively here. Crashies kind of holding this dart, which could be massive to get a multi-frag here.
Chemicals not ready for that by the looks of things. FNS and Caboose posted up inside hookah. Spike hasn't been planted quite yet. Shot up. Okay, sends a fault line in towards elbow. Paint shells to the side, and in midair, Caboose is taken down. mummAy with the operator. FNS is there, and this could be curtains for Immortals on this first map. Gangster again, left in a 1vx scenario, post-plant. And he's revealed by the neural theft. All of the information belongs to Envy, and so does this first map. Quite a statement made here in this upper bracket final.
And it looks like it's about to begin here with Jet out in front here, dashing into the bomb site. And they have the site mostly clear, except 2 under balcony, and they're going to go into trades here. But Immortals is coming out on top so far of the trades.
Envy with 2 players to work with now. You have to work in with Caboose on this Reyna here. Running a little bit low on bullets. Yeah, has to swap up the frenzy there as he was getting a little bit low in ammo reserve. And I mean, from this range, I mean, we love the frenzy in general, but you're facing down 4 of that exact same weapon at a different angle, so there's no pie to be sliced there, so to speak, for Caboose.
Especially when they're not rushing, it allows them to lean heavily towards the A-bomb site. So really, you just hope you win those early fights and have good contingency plans for when they do. So right here, boom, trade, dismiss, and this is exactly what we need out of Envy. Caboose able to get information and win fights and put them in an advantageous situation here. But Immortals is not letting up here as they're going to keep pressing into the A-bomb site and force Envy to hold the ground, which they do as mummAy gets 2 frags and it's now down just to Nature.
Yeah, Nature ain't seeing very much right now here with the paranoia. Also probably dealing with separation anxiety because he was the last one standing and FNS cleans him up.
He has support. He might be able to get out here with the breach clear.
Aftershock, it has to be there, and Caboose faces a firing squad.
One of the best parts about picking breach on this map right there, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, you actually, it's hard to clear wine without the breach, you know, on this map. Like, you can't really do it with a Leer. It's obviously not the same if you have a Reyna instead or something similar. Still, Envy hold their ground so far on this A site. Chemicals trying to forge ahead on the site, and Food's going to send himself in with a curveball. Spike is down in, Nature. Guys, Bueller? Oh, okay.
Lastly, you could use your raised paint shells if you got them. You know, you could use a Sova drone or dart, but it's you know, it's not as easy as simply just throwing the breach clear. And that is literally what it's designed for. Is those
to move back through. This could be a Rolling Thunder through Market or through B-Main. I mean, Gangster, that's a free one. You'd love to see it. Here comes the execute. Quick as you like, the dash on the side from Chemicals. He was holding the spike, though, and that now has been dropped along with his rear end. Crassy's going to sit up in the corner here. And there is, of course, FNS sitting inside Boathouse. Plenty to work with here for Envy, and what looked like it could be a really spicy take from Immortals gets shut down and stopped in its tracks.
Those play somewhat slower is when they have all the ults that they know they're trying to set their game plan up for.
Right, I mean, they want to try and, you know, make sure the site that they're hitting is actually the best. Oh, what? Are you kidding? Oh, no, JC Stani. Want fries with that? He gets burnt down, sat in the corner, and, I mean, those big ultimates are still available for Immortals. Losing Stani doesn't change that, but
back, you might actually stay true just to put a little pressure here. But if that's even going to be a factor, yet to be seen here as FNS goes down in defense spawn here, or offense spawn here. I'm tempted to say T-spawn here sometimes still. And mummAy finally getting that kill, and that's actually massive because that tells them, look, they're still coming back A. Envy's going to hold A, and the situation just got a little bit more tricky for Immortals.
This is desperation now for Immortals. A Rolling Thunder gets used in the end, but Envy had enough time to recover. In fact, Caboose had time to put his feet up and have a cup of tea. Food finds 3, and Immortals now are burnt through so much of that utility, so much of those big ultimates, and they come out no better.
We can see everything from here, but I was thinking that from the get-go. If he just stays still, he would be having a chance. Oh, here's a big 4K option here as the recon dart comes through and gives FNS 2 kills and a much more damage here. And Envy in another position to set up that brick wall defense. that we were talking about.
Envy look like they're happy to play in the mud with Immortals now. And Gangster's stuck in B main here with very little in this hour drone. Well, that's all information gathered. They don't know anything about JC Starny's position, but crashies is quick on the uptake and he knows what's coming on this A side. And FNS has to try and make something happen here from heaven. I don't think he needs a neural theft. He knows where everybody is, but that's the trade there. Shot up gets shut up, but JC Starny is in the mix. Crashies now in the 1v2. Oh, the timing! JC Starny wasn't ready for that at all. The nature is extremely low in HP. Turret recalled here. Crashies just getting a lot of this utility activated here, making it really, really hard for nature to do too much. That's that second nano swarm. No more stalling left. Crashies still has enough time to defuse, but has no idea where nature's coming from, and the backstab pays off. You can see now, this is how the retake gets put together. Kaboose is low, and Gangster says, okay, I'll spot you. That's really enough for me right now. Food gonna try and use the Blaze Wall to get in position on heaven, but again, can't see much of what's happening on the site. Flashes himself now. The wheels starting to fall off the bus a little bit here. A shot up, runs Food over. It's just mummAy left now, and he just gets aim punched straight out of that dark cover. Break through the front door. Gangster there doesn't really get anything that's particularly interesting, although crashies, endangered species right now. Hunter's Fury, though, doesn't claim the kill. And, well, okay, they're going to make the execute on towards this site regardless. Food's forced back a little bit there by that Nano Swarm, but oh, are you kidding? The spray down seems so unlikely in that situation. Not only does Food get to, he survives. And that just takes the wind out of Immortals' sails as they try and execute with what they have left. JC Starny gets in there at the headshot on mummAy, but Food makes it 3 for the round.
Massive trades.
He's done all he can. Now the rest of Envy have to get onto the site, but JC Starny's not having it. He gets free himself. What a messy round, and Food, his best, wasn't enough.
Wow. Quite the series of events here as Kaboose tries to match it fire with fire, and Food doing the same thing and just saying really quick, hold this bullet for me as he tosses 3 John Wicks straight at Immortals' face there, and it's a 6-6 round. And everything, you know, I think Food and Kaboose right now are just setting the tone for the rest of the aggression, which we're seeing right now as they come up catwalk is going to be the key for them to close out some of the rounds this half.
Immortals is going to have to add some habanero to that recipe, though, and get their skates on because the spike is down. Gangster finds Kaboose early in this round here, and Food's able just to nestle himself here under. Doesn't actually have hot hands available, so can't do that cheeky little molly that goes on the box. JC Starny's very low, but the frenzy just seems to be insanely reliable at long range. The Immortals now find themselves in the 3v1, and crashies has it all to do.
Very unlikely to win this situation here. Decent effort to get aggressive on the retake right there.
I mean,
that's not bad. That's a good effort.
A draw and force Immortals to part with some of his precious abilities. Chemicals tries to burst through the smoke, and now Food wasn't ready for that.
Ground taken there. Interesting. I thought something might have been able to happen there with FNS creeping up closely, but Shot Up playing super well there on the stairs this round. And
mummAy looking for a backstab, but he's a little bit off pace. He's a little bit too far behind.
There's a chance here, and depending on how well crashies and FNS do to delay right here, he might be able to have some impact, but he doesn't want to just simply run. So right here, that dink is going to help, but they're going to just dash over the smoke, and it's not going to be enough. And after looking around for a couple seconds, I bet one of them will at least be aware, hey, he could be flanking.
mummAy gets there. Defuse it down! No! The man
he couldn't
forgot to reload! And he just gets embalmed by Immortals. You get a freebie kill there, essentially.
Back to a evened up situation, though, as Nature now takes another kill, and it's a 4 versus 3, but he's alone on the bomb side. Is he going to get one more? No. Kaboose able to take him down. And now under 3 versus 3, Kaboose going to keep trying to apply pressure here as he's in the headshot angle, ready to swing and get one. Garage broken. FNS smartly covering the smoke there as his Omen has to jump across. And now it's turned into a 3 versus 1 as Envy's going to pick up their first round here.
Chemicals may be forced to part with this hard-earned operator here. You love that from FNS, right? He knows that the sound cue coming from mummAy, you know, Shrouded stepping across is going to draw Gangster out of Garden, and he's ready. That is instinct. You cannot teach that. See that in this particular round, but a 3v3 retake. Gangster wants the information. mummAy sits back now as well. Time is short. Immortals, they have to go now. Looks like Speedway is going to be the play here. Shot Up, drops in, finds one. It's Batman! Oh no! Immortals get the job done. Gangster going to attempt the defuse here, and Nice little quick hit onto that side for Immortals. And they're going to make it punishing for Envy there. That hurts. And Immortals get a match point. Now, and right now, Envy don't have any information about what the defensive side spawn setup is. Hunter's Fury, this is ready for information, but if Gangster gets a kill, then that's just a bonus. mummAy now, stand and deliver, and it's not remotely enough. Immortals here will get the defuse.
There was that left side B main. He just snapped that over and caught the arm of him. That's a solid ult right there. And Immortals, you know,
Immortals like to play retake on A. That's why you're actually seeing less frenzies from them and more ghosts, because they just know they're playing longer angles here. Here comes the defuse though, so eventually Envy have to stand and deliver. They have to do something about this. Just a tickle, and it's enough to draw mummAy and Caboose into the trap. Now some of those frenzies get involved on the side. crashies now, he knows he has to get his hands dirty. There's really no other way around it. 2v1 situation, Food gets the 1v1. Gangster has to defuse. He has to stick. There's no other choice. And very classy. Looks at all the pretty, carpeting on the floor and says, okay, yeah, anything else? Come and get me, baby. Gangster just gets completely ruined. Swiss cheese by FNS, who is...
But the diffuser's coming in.
Can we stop this? Is there enough time? Just... We're back off to the races once more. This time it's going to be Envy forced off with the side a little bit more. Immortals are allowed to walk up just a touch. Chemicals with the operator. I mean, what does he see? Just enough. He gets rid of Caboose there, and now a 1v3. crashies has to work in from a long way away. He hears the spike being tickled, but there's only so much he can do, and it's enough.
Massive.
He gets a couple stray bullets on Gangster, interrupts the defuse, and a 1v3. That is going to hurt in the morning. Caboose is happy to sit in that, doesn't mind so much. And Gangster takes his head clean off. It's a waiting game here right now for Envy. See what Immortals can do. I mean, they walk straight into a wall of bullets, and it's kind of what you expect to see. I mean, Envy come into this round really undergeared. And
he's probably going to go down eventually, but if he even gets one more, that is insanity. Oh,
mummAy's
accidental.
A rat. This is a rat position. Oh!
That's massive.
It is traded though, so Immortals have the numbers. Just positionally, they are really behind the 8 ball. Nature is another charge of Snakebite. He actually has Viper's bit available here for the retake, so that may get used. Blade Storm also there for Chemicals. There it is. Okay, and FNS catches shot up. Not ideal. And oh, the knives don't connect either. FNS finds himself yet another one, and Nature is alone here.
Wow.
8 bullets, a dream. More of a nightmare now as the scoreline is starting to resemble something. It's filthy. Viper's bit, I think, is supposed to cover the ground and the entirety of the choke area, and I think... Oh no. That's gone completely wrong. I think Immortals were trying to deny that site with the Viper's bit. It may not even matter, by the way, because Food is already just strutting onto the B side, but that really punishes Immortals either way. Even mentally, and Chemicals walks into the crosshair. Envy have the download right now on Immortals, who are struggling to vary their playstyle and get the drop on their foes.
Yeah, Envious is fundamental. Just play across the board on each map is paying dividends for them here in Icebox. They're not allowing Immortals to get the picks they want, and they're just punishing them with the aggression at the right time, and it's just adding up to the exact scoreline.
This is looking much more like Envy in the latter half of Bind, Jordan.
Take a second to talk about it. I noticed Sean Garris had mentioned on one of his streams that he thinks a lot of the European teams, another great entry by Food, he thinks a lot of the European teams play a little bit more fundamental, and that's why in the long run he thinks when NA and EU start playing, that EU is going to have a slight edge because they play more fundamental. We obviously see that there is merit to playing aggressive like Immortals does, because when you win with that aggressive playstyle, it's probably very demoralizing for your opponent. Sure. It just compounds and compounds and compounds.
Oh, okay, so FNS isn't rewarded for playing by Boiler because all of the Immortals players actually go towards Rafters for the retake. He might still have an opportunity, but mummAy gets rid of Nature. This is your 2v2, Jordan. You teased it. The player down situation. Oh, it's all gone wrong. That is just ungodly from Envy.
Op shot, you're now neutralized, as we saw, and then all of a sudden, one more kill, and you're guessing after where they move. That's a 2v1 where you're now in a disadvantage just because of one wrong place. And Envious just riding the momentum here. Even though kills are traded, they're going to now go to 11.
Yeah, messy round, to say the least here. No. crashies has 6 HP, so unlikely to get too much done here. crashies may die to the turret here. This would be the most ignoble end you could ask for. Peek and shot up finds the kill. Immortals finally get around on the board, but Jordan, it feels like it is little more than consolation as we head into the last round of the first half. Not playing a duelist. Here it is, the runner back. And you can see all of Immortals try and make themselves scarce right now. Chemicals peeks out of the crosshairs and is devoured. Now mummAy, again, gets to continue playing from this yellow position. Do they know where food is? No! Shot Up loses his head for it, and it's a 2v1. This is textbook from Envy, Jordan. What an absolute demolishment.
And we'll talk from there. All right, Mitch?
All right. Chemicals here at yellow. Again, gets rid of the recon dart. Okay, interesting. Tailwind to get away from Kaboose, so Kaboose doesn't really have the chance to get the drop on him here. FNS steps up though, and the ghost rings true. It's 2v1 now, and Shot Up has it all to do. FNS on the defuse right now, but Shot Up should know this, so from long range, he knows he can just spray down lightly, and FNS has no choice but to stick the defuse. They'll be using that Viper wall here on the B side to screen off, and essentially make crossfires extremely difficult. It means that Snowman is essentially pointless, but somehow Kaboose, he gets the drop on them! Oh no, the bottom falls out of the boat for Immortals, and they are out at sea. No life jackets available as Chemicals is just looking left, right, and center for a teammate. There are none left.
Jet was trying to say, I don't need a life jacket. I could float above the water, but he fell deep into the depths. Yeah, we're ready to keep solidifying the brick wall that he's already been here.
It looks like, okay, so Snakebite maybe used to try to force food out of that position, but he just sidesteps and he was already entrenched. He was ready to receive this push from Immortals. Chemicals tried to come over the top of the knives, but FNS finds himself too. It's a 2v2, and this is Immortals trying to stay alive. Crashies has a chance to end the series here and now. The spike is loose and not planted just yet. 17 seconds left with the double peak from Immortals. They are still dotting their I's and crossing their T's. 4v4.
Envy backed off now. Kaboose just looking to find one as they cross here, playing passive. Gonna use the satchels if they decide to throw up the wall again. But this time, Immortals opting just to take these fights here, which I like. You know, don't just give them space. The more smokes, the more walls you throw up, the more these pistols can close in on you. And when you got the bigger guns, you want to take the fight.
mummAy baited into the alarm bot there. Plant was able to be executed. Shot Up now is staving off Envy admirably. So Immortals, they get done exactly what they had to do.
And now Envy is in a solid 5 versus 3 on match point here. See what Immortals opts to do here if they can find some kills without the trades coming from Envy.
Here's the lockdown to start off the fight with. Now, Envy have 4 ultimates. Hunter's Fury being the first of those. Oh, they get rid of the lockdown, and they get a kill with the Hunter's Fury. That is huge, and that's going to pretty much seal the deal here. Gangsters left in a 1v4. The spike is loose, and that will do it. Envy conquer Immortals. This time showing that they are the team to beat right now in North America. Not only, of course, qualifying for Masters, but making a statement